Well, Bobby Petrino is on paid leave right now after new details about his motorcycle crash have come out. It turns out a woman half his age was on that bike with the University of Arkansas football coach. That job. Meanwhile, a quick-thinking daycare provider protected 15 kids when a tornado was 2 streets away. She watches the kids at her home, and she got them into a bathroom closet while she covered a 4-month-old baby with her own body. Her husband caught dramatic video of Tuesday's tornado. This is from Forney, Texas. Take a look. Well, a girl started an online campaign to lower the rating on a... Meanwhile, have you heard this? Some shocking audio tape recorded inside the New Orleans Saints locker room, fueling the outrage over the NFL bounty scandal. This tape was recorded by a documentary filmmaker who was given access to team meetings, and the filmmaker says defensive coordinator Greg Williams seemed to imply that players who injure their opponents will be giving incentives. And it certainly sounds like he's targeting particular players. Listen to this. Yikes. Former NFL player, Atlanta Falcon, Jamal Anderson.
Right.
Yeah, yikes. First of all, I want to know, is that conversation similar to anything you ever heard in the NFL?
I've not had a coach, and I was saying this, the physical confrontation to see who's going to be stronger, tougher, faster, all of those things. But purposely a recording was made. The Saints were warned. Greg Williams specifically was warned, and then a week later, this is the speech that you deliver, coming into the game against the San Francisco 49ers. You never want to hear
injuries.
Very serious, trust me, very serious injuries. The ACLs finished my career, and then, going after...
Okay, but if you were sitting in that locker room and you would have heard him say that, would you have taken him literally?
Well, especially in that speech, when this is the culture that's happening, I would have taken them literally, especially when you have guys on your team who are going through with that and put a profession. I mean, we love to watch the best players play the sport. And if they're injured or if they're hurt...
Just real quickly, you only have a second. How prolific do you think this is? Could this investigation bleed outside Saints territory into other teams?
Well, I mean, I certainly think that is suspensions and fines moving forward for the organization. So you know it's something...
Okay. Jamal Anderson, thank you for your
Pleasure.
candor. So good to have you here with us. We appreciate it. Moving to the political arena now, Mitt Romney may have a big edge among Republicans in New York State. More than half the people who said they'll vote in this month's a sobering film that takes on childhood bullying is getting a new rating. It's going to allow more young people to see it. A high school student started the online petition, which got more than 500,000 signatures. Bully opens nationwide next Friday. You know, the earlier a child with autism gets help, the more likely their lives will improve by their teens. That's what a study found when it looked at 7,000 children who had autism between 1992 and 2001. Among those who were diagnosed as low functioning, 10% showed strong improvement with early intervention. In fact, some did so well, they were no longer considered low functioning. They moved into a high functioning category. There's so much more to this story, by the way. HLN is reporting on the challenges and the triumphs of people with autism, and you can read about new apps to help people with autism. It's at hlntv.com/autism. Since her 1996 Olympic debut at the age of 14, swimmer Amanda Bird has won 7 Olympic medals. But throughout her career, she's struggled with a negative body image and self-destructive behavior. Dr. Sanjay Gupta shares her story. To her, by the way. Okay, ladies, you know. Well, a waitress and a mother of 5 will get to keep a $12,000 cash tip. She told riveting true crime mysteries that you love to solve on HLN every weekend, I know, are now on. You probably know fewer women than men who are techies. Don't mean to generalize, just saying. Hold on, though. A lot of ladies are really becoming interested in designing apps and learning about computer codes. Ron Charles from CBC finds out more. Thanks to Ron Charles with CBC for that story there, by the way. So a farmer finds something that looks like a curtain in his field after tornadoes pass through the area. Let's take you down to Florida now. A lawmaker there is taking a close look at that controversial stand your ground law linked to Trayvon Martin's death. The stand your ground law, remember, it's controversial because it allows a person to use deadly force if they feel threatened anywhere and not just in their home. And it could help George Zimmerman, who says Martin attacked him. Alrighty, as you heard Smith say, Governor Scott wants to wait Case is settled, but he has created a task force to look at this stand your ground law as well. There's been debate over whether it even applies to this case, though. Check out HLNTV.com/Trayvon Martin to get more details on that. And, you know, next week is going to be a big one. A grand jury will start looking at the case to decide whether there's probable cause to charge Zimmerman. And also, Trayvon Martin's autopsy could be revealed. So HLN and HLNTV.com have all the angles there and any updating on that story, too. I want to tell you about police in Michigan right now. They thought they were at the scene of a possible murder. Oh, my goodness. Police took the couple into custody. Nobody's been arrested. The case is being reviewed, though, by the county prosecutor's office, just to be safe. Remember the 80-year-old woman who safely landed a plane after her husband had an apparent heart attack? Bless her heart. Now, I hate to have to tell you, her husband did end up passing away during that flight. Her son says she, however, is okay, and obviously he's really proud of her. You know, Beyonce is opening her life to anyone with an internet connection. Yes, know that at least one person on the ground and that pilot were taken to a hospital. We do not know their conditions yet, though. So, moving on here. For 27 years, a former TV personality has put all of his time and money into helping people who need free health care. Meet our hero of the week, Stan Brock. Best of luck, Jamie. Okay, listen, an F-18 fighter. Well, some surprising new details coming out about the motorcycle crash that injured Arkansas football coach Bobby Petrino. It turns out he wasn't the only person on the bike when it crashed last weekend. 25-year-old Jessica Durrell was riding with him. This now, Chris, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Christi.
I think the headline here probably is the fact that somebody tried to cover this up. I mean, the original university press release did not mention this person, right?
Yeah, and I think what happened, you need to know right now.
Well, he says, obviously, he wants to take care of everything with his family. We have no idea, obviously, how that will go. But from a professional standpoint, he says, I want to keep my job.
Yeah.
In the sports world, do you think he can do that?
Well, it's interesting. You were getting this, but you should have known that you were getting a guy who has some things that, quite honestly, don't jive in the world of football that now seem to be extended beyond that.
Boy, that's a great description. Thank you for putting it into that perspective for us so we could really think about that. Hey, thank you, Chris Domino.
Thank you.
With 790 The Zone. Love to hear you on the radio. Love to have you here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We've got more to tell you about some new developments in the deadly campus shooting at Oikos University. Affiliate KGO is quoting sources who say Oakland police have found that weapon that was used in the mass killing. They're expected to give us details at a new... Florida lawmaker is taking a close look at the controversial Stand Your Ground law linked to Trayvon Martin's death. The state senator now has a task force to... The Stand Your Ground law lets a person use deadly force if they feel threatened anywhere, not just in their home. And that could help George Zimmerman, who attacked... or who says Martin attacked him, rather. As you heard Smith say, Governor Scott wants to wait until the case is settled, but he has created a task force to look at the Stand Your Ground law as well and really study it. There's been debate over whether it even applies to this case, in fact. You can check that out at HLNTV.com/Trayvon Martin. Get all the information there.